if you differentiate the wheat from the chaff for the great teams from the good teams, that's one differentiator we've seen in this World Cup. Because if you have a look at all the hundreds that have been scored, it's only been from the top 5 teams in the tournament. And I'm glad we are saying 5 and not 4 because of Shakib Al Hasan. But top 5 teams have all contributed hundreds, and that's not a coincidence.
Absolutely, and that's what, have a better look at it. You'd also see it's mostly batsmen 1, 2 and 3, because obviously it favors them.
4 as well.
4 as well, some 4s. So there's a Mushfiqur is 4 and Eoin Morgan is 4. But mostly it's dominated by 1, 2 and 3. And it's natural. Joss Buttler is the only other exception who came in at 6. But remember, that was a tough day. England was chasing 300 plus and they didn't quite make it across the line. But that's bound to happen. Mind you, this is more of a phenomenon in T20 cricket where 1, 2 and 3 dominate more. But this has been in openers and number 3's World Cup so far.
But it also shows that, you know, when you're getting those hundreds, you're putting the runs on the board, you've got the conditions, maybe fast bowlers will dominate more than spin. But from the batting point of view, you've got to get runs on the board. And in 50 over cricket, runs means hundreds from 1 or even 2 players.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's exactly what's happened, barring, I think, Joss Buttler at number 6. Outside of that, everyone else has come in and scored and taken their time and made sure they've set up a good foundation, not just for themselves, for the team, and then they've gone out and got hundreds, big hundreds. And all of those hundreds, if you see, not many of them are small hundreds. Most of them are like 130s, 140s. You see those numbers up there. Very few of them are at 107, maybe 107. There's 102, 106, 103. The rest of them are more than 110, 120, you know, and that's the kind of hundreds that you want to get, and that's why. And you look at all of these teams in the top 5. There are, I think, outside of Bangladesh, who have a not so, as in comparatively to their batting side, not so strong bowling side. I think outside of them, everybody else have an equally equipped bowling side as much as a batting side, and that's why we picked the top 4, you know, that we've picked right now for the semi-finals. And I think that will be the difference between the teams that qualify and the teams that don't.
And even forget the qualification, even at this stage of the tournament, fair to say that if you're trying to say why are these top 4 where they are, the top 5 where they are, this is one of the reasons, one of the stats.
100%.
Absolutely. And you see, these are the kind of stats that tell you, because if you're a batsman, you know, one of the things, again, I go back to what Saurav Ganguly used to say. He says, boss, you don't always get a chance to get in one-day cricket or, you know, in T20 cricket. But if you're in, make it count. And whenever you get 100, you're making it count. And these are not small hundreds, mostly big hundreds, 120, 130, 140. You've got that. So look at the strike rates also. Once they get to that stage, you'll see only low strike rates when somebody like Kane Williamson is chasing, and he doesn't need to really accelerate. But if you see the other strike rates, they're big ones. You know, once they've started at 60, 70, 80, exactly like where Angelo Matthews was, but then they've gone to 110, 120, 130, and that's what's happened with them. They've batted through 43rd, 45th over and really whacked it then.